Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of the weekly show. Yeah, it's your host, Kevin, and another big week for Manchester United. Um, thanks everyone. We've reached 500 subscribers. Yeah, I couldn't believe it this morning. I just checked it out. Thanks everyone for 500 subscribers. Another mess of a week this week at United, man. It keeps getting worse every week. We suffered a damning defeat on Monday actually, against we suffered a damning defeat against Crystal Palace. Ten Hag, man, Ten Hag has a lot. Sorry, I'm a bit hot. I'm just from the gym right now. But yeah, thanks everyone for 500 subscribers. Keep liking, sharing, share to your friends, subscribe with anyone you know. Yeah, let's get to it. So, another big week for Eric Ten Hag. He lost a big game on Monday against Crystal Palace. It's looking tough, man. It's looking tough. I don't know if he's honestly gonna be manager next season because the way things are going, man, it's peak for him. It's absolutely peak. So we got battered 4. Everyone in the game looked bad. I still can't believe that. Yeah, we lost 4-0 to Crystal Palace at home away. They look like Manchester United. We look like Crystal Palace. And certain grounds I've come to realize really show us how good or how bad we are at the time. Because whenever we're in such a bad run of form, we play a team like Liverpool or Palace away. They are the games that usually tell us where we are in our season and that. So yeah. Today morning there was news about this guy. What's his name? Our owner, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe has started an investigation at the club to investigate the number of injuries we're having at Man United. It's been a crazy season. I can't imagine we've gotten all those injuries. Ratcliffe is asking the question now to the guys. Welcome casual. Yeah, man. Yo, it's peak. It's peak at Old Trafford. It's peak, man. Arsenal are here. Arsenal are coming on Sunday to Old Trafford. That's the game. I pray the boys just turn up then. If we don't turn up against Arsenal, we're cooked. We're honestly cooked. I think Eric Ten Hag gets sacked. Irregardless, he'll still be coach. I don't see us dropping the bag on him this season. Probably end of season, if anything. But yeah, Ten Hag is really messing up at Man United. We have a few guys back, but how important will they be for this game? Lisandro Martinez was pictured in training together with Marcus Rashford. I honestly don't believe Martinez even starts because he just got back this week to training. How quick are we gonna keep doing all of this? How quick? Because I think if Martinez plays today, he gets injured again. Casual big ups to you, man. So yeah, it's peak. Let me know what you guys casual saying that Eric's out. Nah, man. If you guys knew how we hunted for Eric Ten Hag last season, the season before last, man, you guys wouldn't be here saying Eric out. Plus, I don't see any proper manager to come in and take over from Eric at the moment. The only guy who I'd take, the only manager I would take is Flick, the former German Bayern Munich coach. That's the only guy I would take for United, It's Hans Flick. That's the only coach I think that can actually have an impact more than Eric Ten Hag, because it's clear that injuries have messed up his season. It's very, very evident. But we shouldn't be here crying about injuries. Everyone has had injuries. The investigation is going to look at whether it's the manager's training program, if it's the medical team that has an issue, because we've suffered a lot, over 60 different cases of injuries this season. I think that's the highest ever in any top club, So yeah. Can Arsenal keep Arsenal at bay? Can Man United keep Arsenal at bay? That's the big question today. My opinion is, I'm a biased guy, and I'll always be honest. I'm biased. I want United to win. We've seen it this season with Liverpool coming to Old Trafford. I think we started their bad form after the Old Trafford visit. Yeah, I want United to win, but Arsenal are on terrific form, man. I can only say so much about United, man. Arsenal can come and slap us, massive. I just hope these boys have balls tomorrow and just hold their own properly. What about Klopp? Klopp is finished, dog. Klopp's cooked. He should just go back, go chill with the family, chill with the wife, chill with the kids. Yeah, spend the millions he's made at Liverpool. I think he's done a good job. For me, the most successful manager post Fergie, because Pep has 115 different cases of fraud the club's facing. So if they get past that, Liverpool will be the most successful club since Fergie. I liked his style. He changed Liverpool's philosophy. I don't know what next. I think Liverpool are in trouble now, to be honest, because the next manager will have to deal with a lot. Klopp has dealt with a lot of hatred, a lot of bullshit at the club from the media, from everyone, honestly. So Klopp's done a good job. I think nothing's changing. Liverpool's getting the twin brother to Ten Hag, Arne Slot from Finewood. Yeah, they'll face it next season, man. It's gonna be peak for Liverpool. Will Man City be able to extend the winning run over Fulham? Man City plays in about 2 hours. Tomorrow. Damn, I'm thinking it's Saturday. Man City play tomorrow against Fulham. It's the first game of the weekend. So let me actually just see if Man City play away to Fulham. So if they win that game, they go top of the league. 1 point ahead of Arsenal. Man City are the team on form. Won their last 5 games. Haven't lost in 2024. Man, I'm going for 5-1 City win. City will win every single game in the Premier League, every single remaining game in this Premier League by over 4 goals. That's my prediction. I think they are the best coached team. Arsenal play well. I think Arsenal have been the most consistent team this season, but City are the best in terms of coaching. Pep has done a phenomenal job. Those boys understand what it means to win. They make it easy week in, week out. So yeah, I'm going for City to win. Aston Villa, the other team, having a brutal season. Brutal end to the season. They got slapped yesterday in Greece by Olympiacos in the semi-finals of the Conference League. That's one game I'm sure no one saw coming like that. Um, yeah, Villa struggling towards the end of the season, and they play. Who do they play this weekend? Villa play Liverpool. Villa host Liverpool. In the current run of form, I honestly think Villa lose. And this is the issue with our season as United. United, we've had all the chances to finish on top of Spurs, on top of all the teams basically below Arsenal and below Liverpool, below the top three. I think United is the best of the bunch. It's just that the inconsistencies and injuries we've had have really set us back. Villa have dropped so many points over the last few games. This other team, Tottenham, has lost their last 4 games in a row. Newcastle have been inconsistent. Chelsea is Chelsea. I don't know, man. United should have finished 4th at least, but I think we finish 4th next season, irregardless, because this team we have is very good. It shows where we are, but we've lost most of our bench, of our starting 11 and bench players, So, yeah, Villa, Liverpool. I'm going for a Liverpool win. I think this league goes all the way to the final day next weekend. So I'm going for a Villa loss. West Ham. So it's the last 2 games for Moyes at West Ham. I think he's done an exceptional job there. But still, looking at it, he's only won 1 trophy, the European trophy. But consistently, I think that's what Moyes gives you. Moyes won't give you the shining football that you want. You will get battered here and there with Moyes as manager, but he gives you the consistency against the big teams and the consistency against most of the small teams. He will lose here and there. He loses a few games here and there, but yeah, Moyes has been very good at West Ham. I think West Ham have done a great job recruiting Lopetegui. Lopetegui is a very good coach, and if West Ham can hold on to some of their key star players, they're in for a very good season next season. That's a good coach, Lopetegui. I think everyone recognizes him. Everyone rates him. So West Ham's second last game will be at home to Luton. I'm gonna go for. That's a tough one because Luton are fighting at the bottom. So I'll go for West Ham 2-1 win or a draw. In fact, because that's their last home game. So I think they give him a good send off. So I'll go for West Ham win. Newcastle target Brighton win. Some big games this weekend, man. As I said, so Newcastle host Brighton. That's a big game. This week is big for Newcastle, Chelsea, and Man U in terms of the 6th place. Newcastle host Brighton. Newcastle had a good result in their last game. I won't lie. They did quite well. But Brighton are another team that can surprise you. They beat Aston Villa 1-0 at home last weekend. The other week, they got slapped 3-0. The other week, slapped by City 4-0. They won they drew the previous week. So Brighton are not quite in good form. Newcastle are up and down. They won their last game away against Burnley, but lost against Palace. So they're a bit up and down. I can see. That's a tough one. I can see a draw because Eddie Howe's football and De Zerbi's football are quite similar. But I think De Zerbi is a better manager than Eddie Howe, so he can get more out of his players. But the quality Newcastle have is crazy, so might be an easy game for Newcastle. Palace on course to match their record points. Crystal Palace is the other team. I think one of the form teams in the league outside of Arsenal and City. It's Palace. Palace beat United, Newcastle at home convincingly, both games. They're playing very well. Their managers had the perfect impact, but they go to a Wolves team we all know is very tough at home. Wolves is one of the toughest teams to play at their home, so Palace will have it to do. Will have it all to do in the game. But I go for a Palace win. I don't think anyone disturbs Palace. Casual saying Chelsea back into Europe. Nah, man. Nah, Chelsea are cooked. Mate. I just think United are finishing the season so bad. That's why teams like Chelsea can come on top of for the first time this season. Can you imagine? With 3 games to go, this is the first time Chelsea is going on top of United. Pause for the first time. So yeah, the other game is Burnley against Spurs. Man, this Spurs team, dog. I honestly don't know how they can cope with anything anymore. They play Burnley, and then they play City on Tuesday. I think they win this Burnley game because they're at home. Will give them a bit of momentum against City on Tuesday, but I still expect City to slap them at home. You know, City are different animal to any other team in this league. So I'll go for Tottenham win. Everton, yeah, I think it's Everton and Sheffield. I think Everton beat Sheffield. Honestly, Sheffield already relegated. They've been the shittest team this season. There's no hope for them this season. And finally, Bournemouth to end on a high in final home match. I think so. Bournemouth have been, for me, one of the best playing teams this season. Their last game against Arsenal last weekend was full of, let's say it was a big show, because Arsenal didn't deserve anything in that game. I mean, they got the points. I'm not going to deny them the win. They played well, but the decision making, man, it's crazy. I don't know what's up with these refs this week, and that's what I want to talk about next, is the Premier League refereeing. Man, I can honestly say this season, just for Man U alone, we have lost about 3 games. We have not won 3 games just because of refereeing decisions that have costed us. These referees are crazy. These referees are unaccounted for. They just do what they feel, man. And I'm really, really frightened of the FA Cup final, because it might be a game that the referee comes into play. You know, these days the ref has a say in the game. It's as if they have a team that they support in every game. There's always a team that's gonna suffer from a refereeing decision in the Premier League every single game. I don't think there's a single game that goes by. If it goes by, then must be City winning 5 or Arsenal winning 5. Then there's no refereeing decisions. But this season has been absolutely abysmal. You know, I want to see referees be accountable. I want to see referees asked about their decisions at the end of the match as the footballers and managers do. I want a press conference for referees, man. It's about time. People will lose. I don't know if it's affected Arsenal season this season, but it will affect someone soon enough in the league. Especially when Pep leaves, the league is gonna be lost a lot, especially by refereeing decisions. You know, the more is there, fam. So, big week in Europe this week. Absolutely massive week this week. We started off with the Dortmund and PSG game. PSG absolutely poor, but they were unlucky. PSG, they didn't look convincing at all to me in that game. This guy's Dortmund came, did what they had to do. They got their game plan in, got the points through to the final. PSG, man, I think that's the final straw for Mbappe. Absolutely unlucky not to ever win Champions League with PSG, but yeah, it's coming now with Madrid. It's definitely gonna happen with Real Madrid. The second game was between Munich and Madrid. Another game the officials had to interfere with. I feel so bad for Tuchel and the players, because they had won it till the 89th minute. Munich had were through to the Champions League final until Joselu put them in. So yeah, unlucky for Munich. I think the last decision the referees made it was very questionable. I don't want to say they were wrong or they were right, but yeah, that was a questionable. I don't know why the VAR didn't look into it as they did for the Madrid goal. But yeah, Madrid through. It's gonna be a crazy final, honestly. It's obviously gonna be a Madrid win. I see no chance for Munich for Dortmund at Wembley. I'm gonna predict a 4-0 win. Dortmund absolutely atrocious against PSG in terms of defense. They played well in most parts of the game, but PSG hit the post and bar almost 5 times in that game. Madrid don't hit the post 5 times. So yeah, Colonel Ward is saying VAR balances out itself. It affects everyone 2 times. VAR couldn't conclude in Arsenal matches if the ball went out of play. Newcastle and West Ham. Yeah, man, the VAR has been absolutely shocking. I don't know, man. I'm for VAR out, to be honest. I want the VAR absolutely abolished from football because it's destroying the game. It's better the ref in the game or the semi-assisted VAR. I'd rather have the semi-assisted VAR compared to just the normal VAR. Let AI. We have AI now. I think AI can make a better decision than most of these referees because they have all the technology in their hands, but still cannot formulate anything. So yeah. Casual says post-match interviews for refs, absolutely. These guys go walk away free of charge. They get big games without any repercussions. I don't know, man. It's been worse ever since the president of the referees in Howard Webb. Ever since he came in, it's been absolutely poor. It's been poorer than before. I thought he was gonna come in with a good kick for everything, but man, that guy just messed up everything. Leverkusen go 49 unbeaten and make the European final. Absolutely amazing game yesterday. Roma as well had it, but I don't know what's up with this Leverkusen team, man. Leverkusen are absolutely on fire. They played a beautiful game. If you watched it yesterday, they look balanced both in attack and defense. How they transition in games from defense to attack is so smooth. Xabi Alonso is doing such a great job. I don't know what more they can do. Will they be invincible and claim the treble? I think they'll win. They'll win the cup. But as I said, Atalanta is not a light team at the same time. Atalanta, I like Gasperini. I like the manager. I would take Gasperini for United, honestly, because he's a manager that likes to play with the young players, plays proactive football. Yeah, and the team defends well more than anything. So I want to see Gasperini. I would take Gasperini. He's an experienced coach, plays good system. I like his football. Yeah, I think they might surprise. They might surprise these guys. They might surprise. Yeah, Leverkusen, but Leverkusen, I think, have such a huge momentum that it's gonna be hard to stop them this season. Yeah, it's gonna be absolutely hard to stop them. Yeah, that was it from Europe. The Conference League final is gonna be between Olympiacos and Fiorentina in Greece. I'm gonna go for Olympiacos because they're the home team. The whole country is gonna be behind them. So and they're gonna be at home. So I expect a fairly straightforward win for Olympiacos. But Fiorentina will not be an easy opposition. Atalanta and Leverkusen. I go for extra time. Leverkusen to win it, but Atalanta can still make it. The managers, I told you, both managers are good. Gasperini a bit more experienced than Xabi Alonso, but Xabi Alonso has won some big trophies now. So yeah, you'd expect Leverkusen to win and have invincible treble. I think they're going to be a better team than the Arsenal Invincibles of 2003. This Leverkusen team, if they win the Champions League, the Arsenal team will have nothing to say, having been obviously will be the greatest Premier League team because of that. But yeah, Connell saying incompetence by the FA is beyond me. Putting a referee in charge of Man Utd, Arsenal, and the refs from Man City. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I think Man City are cooking things under the table in terms with the referees and all, in my opinion. Because how can they have a lineup of Manchester referees for that game? Honestly, it's shocking. And apparently they want Anthony Taylor to drop out of the game. There's a rule that says something like that. I'm not too sure, but yeah, the refs will definitely have a role to play in the final between Man U and City. So let's look at the Man U Arsenal game. Arsenal come to the game with 4 wins of the last 5 games. United have not won. United have won 1 in 9. Come off a very, very strong defeat midweek to Palace. Man. But Arsenal's record at Old Trafford is very poor. They don't really find it comfortable there. But history, it shows that Arsenal always turns up when the league is at stake at Old Trafford. So that will be one to watch. It's been over 20 years since Arsenal won the league at Old Trafford. I think the last time was when Vieira and co. marched at Old Trafford dancing and that. But I can see my view of the game is Arsenal will go ahead at some point, but we will get back. I think Old Trafford, the fans will play more than the players because the players have zero confidence. I hope Bruno is back. I hope Licha can start. I hope Rashford starts. Man, Garnacho has been very poor for the team. Garnacho is a player that now is starting to play luxury football, and he's not yet a luxury player. He's still a teenager. He needs to relax. I don't see him track back as much these days, but hopefully next season we can sort that out. He's a bench player. He's not a player that should be starting for United, Garnacho. So yeah, I just hope that Rashford wakes up. He likes an Arsenal derby. I call it a derby because it's my biggest game of the season against Arsenal. So Ten Hag has something to prove because he believes that United should have won against Arsenal in the first leg. I believe so as well because we played better than them at their home. So hopefully we do the same at Old Trafford. And if we play the same way we did at the Emirates, then United win this game. I hope to see Casemiro back in midfield. A lot of slack is being thrown at Case for no reason, man. Casemiro is one of my best players in the team. Last season, we would never have been where we were last season without Casemiro, and the slack he's getting from the United fans especially is absolutely shocking. Casemiro to me is still one of the best CDMs. He needs a good attack. He needs a good midfield. Our midfielders this season are not the same profile we had last season. Hence the results we get. He's suffering a lot because he doesn't have someone like Fred or Sabitzer who's going to help him clean up in front of him. He has to do all the cleanup. Most of the times he's isolated. He's by himself up front for United, in the back before the defensive line. And yeah, with the pace and power players in the Premier League have, he gets beaten any day. Last season Fred was there. Fred would do the dirty work up front, but now he has to do all the work. So another crazy game. But I hope Kase is back in midfield. We'll have a better chance of winning the game with Kase in midfield than at the back. If Licha is fit, if he's trained this week full, I hope he starts. I'd play Licha and Evans. They would look good. It would be better. Now to my biggest issue with this team is not even the players, man. It's the goalkeeper. I feel like Onana is something else. Onana is not a Man Utd keeper. He has cost us a European position, because I feel like with the mistakes he made in the Champions League, United would have been through to the knockouts. We lost games because of Onana single-handedly. Man, he's poor everywhere. Penalties he can't save. His reading of the game is so poor. His basic goalkeeping technique is average, bang average. He can't save. Man, he just can't save anything that doesn't come straight at him. That's the most frustrating part of it, and I feel like he should never have received the Player of the Month last season. He's actually the reason why I see Ten Hag being fired, because I'm not convinced by this keeper at all, man. That Eric has a lot of explaining to do, because apart from the Sancho situation, I'm not going to put the Sancho situation on Eric, but the goalkeeping situation, with how we dismissed a club legend in David De Gea for this guy is shocking. David De Gea would give United, I think, 9-10 more points that we've lost from this guy, because some of the goals even midweek were just shocking, man. He can't save anything that's near post. He can't save anything that's hot and literally just an arm's length away. He can't save it. He can't save a low shot, can't save a high shot. I don't know what he can do. He makes 1 or 2 saves in 1, 2, 3 games. That's pretty good, but nah, man, I think David De Gea would have done 10 times better than what this guy is doing. I go this transfer market as well. I buy a keeper. The positions I think we need to strengthen. That right back position. Dalo in the past few games, I think he started to lose his form. I get rid of Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is not good enough for United. We've been it's tough to hear that, but that's my honest opinion. Wan-Bissaka needs to leave end of season. He's he's too much of a liability for this team going forward. Whenever he plays on the left, Garnacho's game is always poor. When he plays on the right wingers, whichever right wingers is there, plays a poor game. Apart from, I buy another right back, I sell one Bissaka. So to have two very good options in Dalo and the next guy, I go for Frimpong. But I'm not sure we'll get Frimpong this season because we don't play Europe. I don't see us finishing. We might finish 7th, but I'd rather Chelsea play Conference League than us. I want us to focus on the Premier League and the Premier League alone next season. I really don't want the hustle of too many games. Arteta had his time at Arsenal not playing European football. That's why that's why the team's looking as it is. And I give Erik ten Hag one more season. Yeah, without Europe. I think he's going to have such a good season next season, not playing Europe. I thought so as well. From January, we were going to turn the leaf because we were knocked out of Europe, but even the one game a week became a problem for United. So we might see a change in management from Ineos, and I really want to see Ineos proactive now in every position. From management, as soon as the FA Cup game is done, I want to see decisive steps taken. I don't want to wait too long after the FA Cup. I want to know who my manager is going to be next season as soon as the FA Cup is done. If they release Ten Hag, let them release him. That's fine, but don't keep Ten Hag till preseason if you're gonna make a change next season. I want Ten Hag out if he's out after the FA Cup game. If not, then keep him. I want players in this season before the preseason begins, because our strategy over the years has been extremely poor in the transfer. We always do our business late. We never get the players we go for. I want to see those are the differences I want to see in this window. I want by preseason at least 90% of the players we wanted, I want them in. Most of the players that we wanted. If we continue with the same dragging along of players, of transfers, then I see no difference in this season, next season, because the manager won't prepare with the players that he had. Even with the Mason Mount transfer, it was a bit too late as well. It came in a bit late. We were in preseason already. He had to join the team. He got injured. So, yeah, it's peak. It's peak, yes. But I want a strong end to the season. Let's look at the players actually that I want out at of the team next season. First player I want out is the goalkeeper, Andre Onana. I'm not one to lie about anything, to feel sorry for anyone. Andre Onana has been abysmal this season. I sell him. First up, I sell him. I hear that Altay Bayindir is joining Fenerbahce next season. I get rid of the whole goalkeeping three of Tom Heaton, Andre Onana, and Altay, and get two good goalkeepers, or three. Lucic, our keeper who joined Leverkusen, man, he looks so good. I don't know why we sold Lucic to Leverkusen, because he looked so good. Lucic would have been in this season for Onana. I don't know if it was a Erik ten Hag thing, or it was the management. It was Murta and them, but Lucic would have been my keeper this season. He looked so good yesterday in the semi-final of the Europa League. Yeah, so Andre Onana, Tom Heaton, and Altay Bayindir, all of them go end of this season. We haven't seen Altay play, so I don't see the reason of keeping him. Tom Heaton has played more games than Altay. Andre Onana has been shit the whole season. £50 million gone down the drain with Andre Onana. There's no single game that he has given me confidence in. Every single game, there's something wrong he does. We look vulnerable with him in goal. Your goalkeeper should be your best player if you're starting, if the rest of the team doesn't play well, and Onana doesn't do that. I think even Arsenal's keeper comes in and plays better, Ramsdale, but I would never get Ramsdale. He's also rash. Anyone else apart from Onana would do for me. I would go for the Madrid keeper Lunin. Lunin looks extremely good. If it's not Lunin, the Dortmund keeper or Oblak at Atletico. But we have to get rid of Onana, because if we get rid of the rest of the players in the 11 and not Onana, then we're in trouble. I tell you guys, Onana is not the keeper. I'd take David De Gea any second. So to the back line, I think this is where I have a lot of changes to make. I sell Victor Lindelof, keep Maguire, keep Lisandro. I sell Malacia. I sell Varane, keep Diogo. I sell Luke Shaw. I sell Wan-Bissaka. I keep Kwambala. I think Alvaro Fernandez. That's the other problem we've had at Man U, man. I don't understand why we never got Alvaro Fernandez back at left back. Alvaro Fernandez was loaned out to Benfica. Our left back from the academy was loaned out to Benfica, and we had to play a right back for most games this season, especially in the second half. No, actually both halves of the season. We've been playing without a natural left back because it's been Dalot on the left, and man, some decisions at United have been absolutely crazy. I don't understand how we didn't recall Alvaro Fernandez back, and he would have done a better job than most of the guys who've played at left back. I think Benfica are happy with him. They're gonna send a proposal for him, but that's a left back gone that I think we should keep. I'll keep Alvaro Fernandez. I think he's a better defender than Tyrell Malacia. I don't know how Tyrell Malacia will look next season without having played a single minute this season. It's gonna be tough for him to get back to this United team. Another Eric Ten Hag signing, but yeah, Johnny Evans and Brandon Williams I sell. So out of the 12, I keep 1, 2, 3, 4. I keep 4 players out of the 12 defenders that we have. That speaks volumes of the quality that we have in this team. So Harry Maguire to me this season has looked like the Harry Maguire we thought we signed. He looks like he's understood the philosophy now. Looks more comfortable on the ball. Yes, he's still slow. He can get caught, but he plays a good game these days. We've suffered without him, for sure. Lisandro Martinez is another one we've suffered without. Rafael Varane has been consistently injured since we signed him, so I don't see a difference. Luke Shaw has been consistently injured since we signed him. Another player we need to get rid of. Next season we need to sign a starting. Our next left back needs to be signed this summer. And it's not Shaw. If we go into another season looking at Shaw as our main left back, then we're in trouble again. So midfield, this is where most of the disappointment has been, and a few good players. So Sofian Amrabat we're not gonna sign. I don't understand how that deal went by, because we just wanted I think Bayern Munich just wanted 13 million for Sabitzer, and we went with a 10 million pound loan for Sofian Amrabat as well, who hasn't played this season. The decision making at United has been crazy, shocking. We lose Fred, we lose Sabitzer, only to replace him with Amrabat, who hasn't played. So that shows where our mistakes in midfield have been. Mason Mount, I think we just give him a clean start next season. He's fit. I expect him to play against Liverpool. So Mounty, we have to wait and see. I think he's a good player to have. very talented forward. So yeah, he's one I'd keep. Bruno, arguably our best player. It's gonna be between Bruno and Diogo, but I'll go with Diogo for player of the season. But Bruno has been my player. The amount of criticism that he gets for me is uncalled for. Bruno is a character, is a type of player we need in every position in terms of consistency. Like if everyone played or gave the effort Bruno gave in 90 minutes, we win every game. That's what I believe. And it's just that some players just don't give or don't have it in them to give what Bruno gives. That's why he's a special player. So Bruno, I definitely keep as captain. Christian Eriksen has lost his legs, man. Definitely no doubts about it. I let him go. But Eriksen is another player that if he goes to a team like City, Eriksen will look good. I'm not sure what this management wants with Eriksen, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I don't keep Eriksen. I sell him. Amad Diallo is another player that this manager hasn't, I don't think, is given enough chances to. Amad won us this ticket to the final that we're in with his last minute finish. I think he deserves to play over Anthony. I keep Amad. Casemiro is another player I keep. That type of experience you don't get anywhere, and would be so dumb to sell Case even though we get deals for him. Casemiro is not a player that starts for United. He is a good squad player. He is like a Jorginho, a player that you need with experience, with winning mentality, good leadership. I keep Casemiro for one more season. I think we'll suffer way more without Case than with him in the team. Without him than with him. So I keep Case, I keep Amad. Facundo Pellistri is on loan. I sell him end of season. Donny van de Beek is on loan. I sell him end of the season. Kobe Mino, our standout player of the season, I keep, definitely. Scott McTominay is a player that's on the boundary for me. If I get a good deal for Scott McTominay, I sell. If I don't, I keep. I think he's also an asset for any manager. He's not the tidiest player, but he gives his all. He's like a Bruno where he leaves the pitch with nothing else. He gives it all, leaves it all on the pitch. Daniel Go, he's on loan. Future United player. Hannibal is a player sell. Omari Forson from the academy. You keep him for the academy, but I'm not too sure about him up front. So up front is where another set of issues lie. Anthony Martial's contract comes to an end of this season. I think he leaves. He leaves this season. Martial. Very disappointing Man United career. Started well. Did everything. He was looking like he was gonna dominate the Premier League, but it just never worked out. I feel we should have let him go after his loan to Sevilla, but Martial is a preseason player. He's one of the best players in preseason. So he's blinded so many managers with that preseason shine, and does nothing in the season. So I'm happy he's out. Disappointed by his career at United. So Martial is out end of this season. So that's another £250,000 a week cleared. Marcus Rashford, player I keep. I think Rashford has been hampered by the Sancho situation because these two are very close friends, and I know how it feels when you see your friend not in a happy place, especially if you're working in the same environment. And the way Sancho was treated by the club, by Eric, this season has been abysmal. And I think Rashford has felt the impact and weight of that. But I keep Rashford. I keep Rashford. He's had a poor season, but I know Rashford is a top player. So I keep him. Rasmus Højlund is definitely one for the future. He stays. Alejandro Garnacho as well, one for the future that stays. Anthony, I'd sell. If I get a good deal for Anthony, I sell. I'd rather keep this guy. I'd rather keep Ahmad than Anthony because Ahmad offers way more If you watch Ahmad play a full game, you'd see that Ahmad offers us way more than Anthony in terms of attack, even in defense. Anthony, I don't know, man. He came in with too much expectations. I think even the price tag was crazy. Maybe the system doesn't suit him, but yeah, I sell Anthony. Sancho's had a great career, a great loan period at Dortmund, but that's about it for me. I don't keep Sancho past this season. We've had him for 4 years at United and he didn't do anything. So his performance is now at Dortmund. Dortmund is a team that's fifth in Germany, fifth. So if Dortmund were in the Premier League, they'd probably be bottom half of the league if they're fifth in Germany. So there's nothing special that's happening at Dortmund. For me, I just think they're having a good cup run. They're one of the underdogs, obviously. So yeah, they're just having a good cup run. And yeah, Sancho, sell. I think the fact that they reached the final, his price is definitely going to go up. So that's a good thing. I think minimum we should get for Sancho this season, probably 50 million minimum for Sancho. Shola Shotire, not seen too much of him, still in the reserves. But yeah, I don't know about him, man. He's not featured too much in the starting lineup. Mason Greenwood. Yeah, this is a player that breaks opinion between fans. I keep Mason, honestly. I keep Mason. Mason is a United player. Mason is a player, if we had this season, I don't think we suffer the way we've suffered. He's a player that would save us a lot in the transfer because he goes straight into that right side of midfield. It's just but he was cleared off the allegations. I don't know why our fan base can forgive Anthony and not forgive Mason. For me, the situation in court is sorted. It's done. He's been cleared by the courts. So I keep Mason Greenwood. I feel a lot of backlash for him though. But yeah, Mason is one I keep. The rest, as I've said, yeah, we have very few players remaining from this starting from the current team that we have that would start for me next season. The goalkeeper, number one, has to leave, Andre Onana. Lindelof, Malacia, Varane, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Brandon Williams, Johnny Evans have to leave. Sofian Amrabat, Eriksen, Pelistri, Van de Beek, McTominay for good deal comes in. Hannibal have to leave. Martial's leaving. I think Anthony, Sancho. Yeah, those are the forwards I'd sell. Martial's out. I'd sell Anthony and Sancho. I'd keep Greenwood, but with his current situation in the league, I'm not sure United fans would want him, but I'd take him. He's the best. He's been the best right winger in Spain. Better than Rafinha in them. I think Rodrigo's played a different role this season, not quite right wing, but yeah, he's been playing as good as the man there. So yeah, I guess that's it. Let's just check through the fixtures. So City kick us off tomorrow. I expect a comfortable win for City. I'd go with a 5-1 win. After that is Everton Sheffield. I'll go with a 2-0 Sheffield win. West Ham Luton. I go with a 2-1 West Ham or draw. Bournemouth Brentford. I go with 3-1 Bournemouth. Wolves Crystal Palace. I go with a draw because Wolves at home, a tough team. Tottenham Burnley 2-0 Tottenham or 3-0 Tottenham. Newcastle Brighton. That game I go with a draw. I see a draw there. Nottingham Forest Chelsea. Man, I don't know Chelsea. They've been quite consistent of late, but you never know with Chelsea before a game. So I'd go with 2-1 Chelsea or draw. Man United Arsenal. Yeah, this is the game. Man U Arsenal. realistically, United lose, but this game is bigger than all of us. I think we trail in the game. We'll go down definitely in that game, but I can see a draw or last minute win by United. Man, that game will be special. I see United hopefully clinging a point there. To be very honest with you, the last game will be Aston Villa and Liverpool on Monday. I'll go with a draw. But Liverpool might nick it. But I'll go with a draw. Villa have been in very poor form as well, so I'll go with a draw. Midweek, we have the biggest game leading towards the final week with Tottenham and City. I'll go City 3-1 win. Brighton, Chelsea. I think Chelsea will lose. Chelsea lose against teams that are properly coached. I'll go with a 2-1 win for Brighton. And United, Newcastle. We'll see. That game, a lot depends on the Arsenal result, the Arsenal performance as well, depending on who's back. Depending on how we perform against Arsenal as well. Also, depending on how Newcastle perform against Brighton tomorrow. But I'll go for... that's our last home game of the season, so I'll go with a 2-1 United win or a draw. Because, depending on the team. And finally... and then we have our last fixtures next weekend, which we'll look at. But I want to know. Let me know what you guys think. Who's gonna win the season? Who's gonna win the league this season? It's pretty peak, man. Arsenal. The Arsenal game to me tomorrow on Sunday really defines where the season is gonna head. We've seen a few players back in training this week. Luke Shaw is back. Licha is back. Rashi is back. I don't know how quick they will be to get back in the lineup, but it's looking peak, man. If Arsenal draw this game, I think the league is done. If they don't get anything other than a win, I think the league is done. I don't know. For me, the Premier League next season, a lot has to change in terms of the refereeing. Refs need to be more accountable. Referees need to own up to their mistakes. I mean, everyone makes mistakes. We're all human, but taking accountability is what matters. And the Premier League is doing nothing to help with the refs taking accountability. The Premier League is so concerned on what managers and players say during conferences. Nothing happens with what the refs do in matches. And some of these refs, you can even see, if you talk to them badly, they penalize you. They get you carded. And it's crazy because, there's a lot of referee power which needs to end. I think the Premier League, we have the worst referees in Europe, to be honest. I don't think we have any ref in any final this season. They're all poor, man. I wouldn't wish for any fan to have a Premier League ref in their game, because it's just a cause of heartache. Finally, the last talking point will be Erik ten Hag, man. Man, he looks defeated. This guy looks defeated. I see him having no hope. He just looks like a dead guy walking, to be honest. Some of his big players are back. The players that he's been saying he's missed throughout the season are back towards the end. The other thing is, players coming back from injury most of the time don't impact a team immediately, I just think we got a lot of things wrong before the season started. As I said, in terms of the players we released last season, we released the wrong profile. We should have released. I would have sold McTominay over Fred. I think every United fan was shocked, especially at the fee we sold Fred at. It looked like we just gave him away quick. We need a player like Fred back next season for that midfield, because Kobe is not the type to track back. He's that's not his profile. Kobe is like Bellingham. They're luxury players. You just need to give him the ball up front and let him cook. Kobe is not the type of guy you want tracking back. I think his best position is where Bruno is. I would look at Kobe as a Bruno replacement. Realistically, I'd fill up the other spots, because Kobe realistically should not even be starting for United. How Pep put Foden in the team took almost 4 seasons, because Silva was there. Silva was cooking. I think Kobe would be a good replacement to Bruno. We don't need to go for another central attacking midfielder. Kobe can play that role. We just need to get guys, a holding midfielder and another midfielder, a central midfielder. I think that's what we're lacking. We need to buy three midfielders, 1 for the bench and 2 that start, because we have no one on the bench. Amrabat goes back. The guys who are coming back don't get back into this United team. Yeah, it's peak, but so does the game go. But yeah, that's been it, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. We just got 500 subscribers. Road to 1,000 now. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Adios.